Hello everyone. So Zap Tech Class Day 2, lots of information, and thank you all for coming today. You had a lot of really good questions, and I really appreciate you taking the time to learn the system and to ask the questions so we can find the answers. So we're just going to go through some basic contact information and some things you can do with the Zap platform. Again, I'm going to start every class the same way. So to log into your Zap, you're going to go to new.myzap.com. If you don't know your username and password, it's the same as your CB Exchange, and you're going to call this help desk 1-877-426-5393. That's where you call as an agent and get that information. So once you do that, you're actually going to log in, and it's going to bring up that dashboard. Again, just a quick refresher. Tasks are things that you have assigned to yourself, and follow-ups are things you need to do with clients. So as you get more clients in the system, it's going to suggest clients that you need to follow up with, and it's a very good idea to do 20 minutes a day in Zap. I know we're all very busy people, but whether you do that in the morning with your morning coffee or in the evening with your glass of wine or over lunch while you're eating your sandwich, just make sure you do it. It's going to make you a more efficient agent. It's also going to get you more fluent with the system. Please keep in mind the only people who are not frustrated with technology are the people who aren't using it. So as you're learning this and as you're getting more fluent with it, there are going to be things that are frustrating, and let's work through them together. So let's talk about leads when they come in just briefly. So you are going to want to go up into your profile and go to your account settings and your lead and notification settings, and make sure that you have those settings look the way that you want. So the lead and notification settings, you want to know that if you want to receive them via text, you want to turn on text, and if you want to receive leads or not, you get to do that. So and also make sure that you have a little welcome email, and do you want an auto lead email? So go through these. These are fairly self-explanatory. We can dig into those deeper in a later date, but today what I really want to go through is following up with clients, and once you've got that lead and you've hit accept, you know what to do. So if you have a follow-up plan and if you have clients, part of that is to go in and update the system with what you're doing. So you can actually go in, and the Zap will tell you people that are suggested content. So I only have 3 people in here. I have Tiffany and Dorothy, and this is actually me. So we will pick on myself, so because that's what we like to pick on in life. So you can actually click into that person. You can see all their information. You can go in and you can edit them. You can change their relationship. You can log a call. You can send an email. You can enter profile notes. There's a lot of information you can put in to the system about these people. So as you scroll down, there are some things. So I can, as a consumer, Kelsey could go in and view and save homes lately, which would give you some insights as to what she was looking at. You can also go city and neighborhood insights. So if someone goes in and looks at homes or looks at insights and marks them as helpful and does all that, this is where you find that information. As you scroll down, you can see some saved homes and some saved searches and recently viewed homes. There are campaigns and follow-ups. So if you know that someone is having an anniversary, or it's their child's birthday, or it's their birthday, you can actually say, hey, I need to add a priority date. Reason, it's Kelsey's birthday, and I need to set that priority date to. Here's the other thing. Do I want to repeat that priority date every year? Yes, I do. It's always her birthday on that date. Then you hit save, and now I've got 2 dates. What's really cool is because we're logging into Zap every day for 20 minutes on her birthday, it's going to remind me in that priority place. So when you're on your dashboard and we're on this priority page, if it was February 13th, it would say priority Kelsey Anfinson, it's her birthday, don't forget to do this. But you have to log into the system for the system to be able to tell you that. So make sure you're logging into the system. So as I scroll down, here's the cool thing. So we're going to actually look at this. You have a lot of stuff you can do in here. And the same thing as when we were doing our website. So if I click through these, it's going to take me to each section, or I can just scroll through to that section. So we're going to talk today about going in and saving some searches. We're also going to talk about a little bit about how to go in and act as the client and a cool new map feature. Well, it's maybe not brand new, but it's new to me, so today it's new. So today what we're going to do is we're actually going to go in and let's talk about what we're going to do. So we're going to actually say, hey, we want to, there's 2 searches that are on here, but because I've already started those, you're probably going to get something that says watched home updates or new listing alerts, no watched homes have been updated, set one up now. So we're just going to click on set one up now. And the really cool thing is now I'm logged in and it's going to take me to the site. And notice that when I'm on this site, which is our national site, or excuse me, our company site, it says find an agent because we're on the company page. But when they're on your page, it doesn't have that find an agent because they're already locked into your place. So I can go in and we're actually just going to search for homes in Coeur d'Alene. So Zap gets a direct feed from IDX. So it is fed directly from MLS. So it's getting this information from MLS several times a day, and there's way less room for there to be a break in the chain. So I can put the search or put that in, and then here's the cool thing. I can either recommend this whole search, which by the way is 529 properties, or I can go through and I can just recommend individual homes. But I can also drill down further. So if I say, hey, I want the max price to be $275, the minimum price is going to be $190, and I know that there need to be 2 bathrooms and 2 bedrooms, and I can now search that. The other thing you can do, so that took it down to 23 homes. But if you can add even more filters, so if you say, hey, I want only single family homes, I want the minimum lot size to be half an acre, and then search, you can actually go in and you can really start to drill this down. And I drilled it down too far. So please do be aware that you can drill it down too far. So we're going to just go back to that. So, and then when you hit recommend search, what this is really cool about is it says email when the search has updates, yes or no. You can add a little message. So if you want this to continually send the email of this update, you would keep that as checked. If you only want to send this search one time, and you can say, you can just send it one time. Some people like getting those emails, some people don't. Then once you hit recommend, it says please wait, and it says search recommended. It's sent that email. What's really neat too is then you can go in the back, and you do want to refresh your page because you've done something different. So we're going to actually look and see what it looks like. It's going to show us, here it is, Kelsey's home search. But right here, let's look at the history. History. Emailed Kelsey Amfinson. Kelsey wants to do this. You recommended this search, a search to this contact. So it's actually tracking everything I do. So if I hit view details, it says you recommended a search to this contact. If you sent an email through the system, it would show you the email. You can say, hey, I want to see anything that Zap has sent out. So if you have an automated email set up, you can only see the automated emails that Zap sent out. So that is where you go. You go over to history and it will tell you that. So the other really neat thing that I want to go through that we had a chance to go through in class today is logging in as the client and seeing what they see. So you can, when you hit more, you can either add a touch point note. So hey, I ran into Kelsey at the grocery store and we talked about this. You can ask for a review. You can share a mobile app link. You can send a welcome email, so you can resend that welcome email, or you can delete them. For now, what we're going to do is we're going to sign in as a contact, and it's going to bring you to the page that they see. What's really neat is when you do a search, there's this new thing down here called the interactive map. So being in Coeur d'Alene, there's a lot of land in Kootenai County, and there may be people that only want to live in a certain area that doesn't have a subdivision name, so, and isn't a city. So for example, let's talk about downtown. So downtown, maybe they want to live in the Garden District. Well, there's no subdivision called Garden District. That's not something that's fed out of MLS. So there's no way to do that. This is when it becomes really cool, because in MLS, you would normally just draw a little shape. It would email out, yada, yada, yada. Well, now you can do that in this system. So we're going to actually scroll in. It's thinking. You got to wait for it to think. But now you can do that. The cool thing about using Zap instead of using MLS is that the client can go in and change it. So if they don't like the polygon that you chose, they can change it. We live in that world of instant gratification, so it is really important that clients can do some of this for themselves. It saves you a step, it saves them a step. It is way, way nicer to say to a client, hey, I set up a search for you. Go in, you can edit it, you can change the parameters, you can change the shape. That is a way better comment than, hey, I'm setting you up on the search, and if you want to change any of it, you have to let me know. With Zap, the client gets the freedom to actually go in and change everything, and you get the freedom of knowing that they've done that, so that you can be on top of it, and it's not as cumbersome for either of you to interact. So here we are, we're all zoomed in. I'm going to actually zoom out just a little bit. And then look at this. So this is really, really cool. So we can say, hey, we're going to draw, and I know that they want to be downtown, south of Harrison, and east of 4th Street. So I'm going to click, and then I'm going to click, and maybe they don't want to go past 15th. Come on. And I'm going to click, and I'm going to click, and then once I connect through, I'm going to click again. So now it's going to show me. So in that polygon, there are 2 listings. Well, you can recommend this search, and as it updates, it's going to let them know. The other cool thing is, you see up here where it says polygon search? So you could actually say, hey, I want to make sure that the minimum price, because I'm setting this up as a search for them, so they're going to get notified, is $250, and maybe their max is $300, and I'm going to search, and that's going to knock that out. So right now there is only 1 listing in that polygon, but if I say recommend search, I can say, hey, I want to email Kelsey when this search has updates. I'm going to label it as a search name that makes sense, and I'm going to add a message that says, hey Kelsey, right now there is only 1 listing. But if more come on the market, they will be emailed. I email this recommendation, email has been sent, and that search is done. This is super handy when you start to think about areas like the Chain Lakes and like Silver Valley and like, you know, that area between Spirit Lake and like Laclede. There's a lot of cool areas, but maybe you don't want the whole zip code. I mean, shoot, in our whole city, there's 2 zip codes. So a zip code search is fairly broad. Now the consumer can literally set up a polygon search in the area that they're in and use it well to their advantage. So that is just a little bit more today about where to go to use the tools that you have. I highly recommend getting in here, set yourself up as a client. You're not going to break the system. See what it looks like. See how it works. Try it. It's really a cool thing. So that is all I've got for you today. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend, and we will chat soon.